Hey everyone, welcome to the video I'll be doing here on Chainlink. I having a little bit of issues with my streaming client, but I think I got them just taken care of here. Again, all the videos I do are live, so apologies for the issues there. I'm going to be talking about Chainlink. It is February 6th, 2020. And of course, before I get started, all of this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion here in the market. All right, so I want to take a look. You see, we've already got about 5 viewers on here. So I want to take a look at Chainlink. The last time I did an analysis on this was back on like January 26th or 27th, something along those lines. It was right here in this range when I put this PNL on here. Link Chain Act, VT. Okay, all right. That's all good. It's all good. So yeah, let's take a look. I want to take a look at some Elliott waves on here. And basically, I've got a count on here that I've put on. I made some slight adjustments to it prior to the video, and I kind of want to dive into the subdivision just a little bit here because I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, for all of you out there that aren't really familiar with Elliott waves. Maybe there are some people out there that aren't believers in Elliott waves, and that's okay because there's people in both of those camps. But at any rate, you can definitely use these to determine whether you are finished with a move or if there's further upside, so on and so forth. So it's important to dive into these things. Otherwise, you don't know where things are going to end. And Fibonacci is a really great way to determine whether things are going to be moving up or moving down, whether your targets are. I kind of want to dive into that just a little bit. But nonetheless, our upside target is still sitting up here at about $3.16. We're pausing, however, here at the 382 of this move down here. And so that's at about $3. It's a nice psychological number. We stopped there previously. We had an extension up to, again, that 236. So maybe this is going to create a big cup, and then we're going to do a handle before we launch. That's possible. Although, full disclosure, I hate cup and handle memes. I don't particularly care for them, but nonetheless, that is what people are going to start talking about, as they've already started talking about that for Bitcoin. But at any rate, so we've got nice moves here, and I think the subdivision is also pretty good as well. We have our first wave here, and then we've got our A, B, C correction down here into the 2. Let me move this out of the way. So, we move up in 5 and we move down in 3, or rather we impulse in 5 and we correct in 3. So we've got nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1, A, B, C into the 2. And then from down here, I needed to make a small change to this because what I see is I see a 1, I see a 2, I see a 3, I see a 4, and then here's our 5 to go into the 3rd, and of course on a lesser degree. I'm going to color this one white. So this 3rd wave was also in 5 waves of its own, and this 5th wave has a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 5th, and then of course ABC correction. Now where are we? What are we doing now? All right, well, I can see a couple things here. I'm going to kind of zoom in just a little bit now that we've covered that and just talk about what we are in right now. So what I see here, like right here, I see nice compression, which is usually indicative of a 4th wave. Doesn't have to be, but it does look like it's a 4th. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go into the 5 up here, that's something we have to consider, okay? So if this is the 4, we're working on the 5, our 5th move. And if this is just a 1 and then we're putting in a 2, so we've got a nice correction here as well. We've got a nice A, B, C correction into the 2. This is really leaning to much higher prices because what this is a 1, this is a 2, and then we're going to be putting in the 3, 4, 5 up here on a higher degree. All right, so let's put that in there. I'm going to mark this red because this is pretty significant for an upside move. Now, of course, lots of things have to happen, but if Bitcoin does break through 10,000, this is a much higher possibility for much higher prices. So again, we've got our 1 and we've got our 2. Now we're looking for the third, which we're going to want to have a 161.8% move relative to the size of the 1 projected from the bottom of the 2. Okay, so what this is really telling me is there is a strong likelihood that we go up to $3.57. Then we do a correction here, potentially down to $3.15, and then we're going to see higher prices. A lot is telling me that is potentially what is going to be happening next. That would be a pretty extended third, if you ask me, unless this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is just the 1, or maybe this is an A and we go into a B and we're just putting in a C, in which case we stop up here. Sorry, not to confuse. I guess I'm really thinking out loud, but what this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in itself, and this really isn't the third. This is just a 1 or an A, and then we come down for the B, and then we're going up for a C. That probably is a little more likely. One way or another, we're still looking at higher prices. But at this point, if you're not in Chainlink, what I would be looking for is a push above 295 and then a retest of 295 to $3, and then you can see a move up to, in my opinion, at least $3.16. It is very possible that this does move higher up into the 350 range. Very possible that that happens. So, just be prepared for that move. Our P&L started back here at $2.63 or so. We have not violated the stop loss which we put in place. It's been looking pretty good, and for an upside target here, conservatively was $3.16. So far, it looks like we're going to hit that just because the way that this correction looks like it completed. So it does appear that we do have higher targets that we have to go up into. Invalidation. So how do we know when this trade is bad and we should be getting out of the trade? That's another thing that people usually aren't willing to admit, that the trade is done. This level right here is going to be pretty important. If we start closing below this level, because, and I apologize, this P&L is sort of in the way, we had support here, we had resistance, you could call this resistance. We're trading up above this right now. One could say that, in the last 3-hour candle, we did a retest of this. If we close a 3-hour candle below $2.86, I'd say this trade is probably done for now. So, 286, and we're talking a closure below 286. Now, again, I wouldn't buy here at 290 and then stop loss at 286. That's not how I would trade this. If you're not in, I would wait for a push up above 295 and a retest of 295. And then take that trade. But for right now, if you did get in this trade back here when we were compressing, I would say that you have lots of profit here, and a pullback to this point is you're still in profit, even if we come back down here to the 21 exponential in the 3-hour, which, by the way, now that I mentioned it, we are testing that 21 exponential numerous times, and we are honoring that as support on the 3-hour. So keep an eye on that. And I would suppose if I went to the 4-hour, more than likely, yeah. So we did a retest of the 4-hour 21 exponential and a retest of the 4-hour 21 exponential in this particular candle, which has 4 minutes left in that candle. So things are still looking pretty good, optimistic for Chainlink. So yeah, I would say that this is not a place to sell at the moment, because it does look like we can go up higher. But if we start closing 3-hour candles below 286, I would say probably get out and wait, especially if we violate this 21 exponential and we close below the 21 exponential, because it like we can see back here, once you start closing below the 21 exponential, even though you can have hope for a move to the upside, more often than not, it will come down. You'll do a retest and it'll break down. Right, so just be careful. Be careful with that. Manage your money. Pay yourself along the way. Nothing wrong with that. But nonetheless, we do look like we have some more upside ahead of us. We have our invalidation zones that we're looking for, but a potential move up to at least $3.16 is likely in the cards. All right, guys. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, I do appreciate liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. And if you would like to be part of our Discord community, it doesn't cost anything to join our community. Just go ahead and throw in a comment. They'll get you an invite code. And I am aware that 50% approximately of my viewers are not subscribed, so go ahead and click on that subscribe button. It helps me to know that content is valuable, and so I appreciate all of that support. But at any rate, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a good day, a good night, and a good evening.